I call the Member of Youth Parliament from Rotherham to second the motion.
You'll have to mind my throat today, but that's not going to stop me from talking about the truth. How many times per day do you go or want to go to the kitchen or to the shops and grab yourself a snack or a refreshment? At least once, right? Is it not realistic that this snack and additional food and additional benefits regarding food is important and required throughout a day? More importantly, throughout the school day, where a young person's energy is highly consumed. Well, unfortunately, if you cannot afford such additional food, at the moment, you'll just have to stay hungry. Because there's people who think that it's moral and ethical for children to stay in such a way. They think that a child can live for a whole day, can start from a school day all the way to 5 or 6 o'clock, and in my case, 7 or 8 o'clock, living off just a small sandwich and one of them Radnor drink bottles. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you something about myself. The only time I was not entitled to free school meals was year 7. When I was in year 7, my dad would give me £10 a week for my food. So that would equivalent to £2 a day, 5 days a week, school weeks, school days. And bear in mind that the average price for a meal in my school was £2.25. And the free school meal allowance for the day was £2.25 as well. So I was already short. But then how do you think I felt when I'd see my friends having snacks, refreshments, living life, when I was just there sat in the corner, hungry and feeling left out? I felt embarrassed that I could not afford the same. So what would I do? I would spend that £10 in the first 2 or 3 days of school in that week, and then by the time Wednesday or Thursday came about, I'd go to my dad and ask him for more, which, believe me, was tough. My parents can only provide me with so much. Every parent can only provide their children with so much, no matter what background you're from. So, what does this mean? It means that, realistically, you cannot blame me. Who would blame me? A young preteen, hungry and embarrassed? This is not only something I went through. People in my constituency, Rotherham, went through this, and they still go through this. People in Yorkshire and the Humber go through this. People in England go through this, and most importantly, people in the United Kingdom go through this. Matter of fact, some people have it worse. Some people get £7 a week, £6 a week, £5 a week. How are they meant to live? They feel extra hungry, extra fatigued, and extra embarrassed. It came to the point where, I kid you not, in year 7, in my secondary school, I'd have students gathering around planning on how to steal food from the canteen. And it wasn't because they wanted to be cheeky, it was because they could not afford the food. They could not afford the additional food that other people could and would show off about. They couldn't. They could not, simply. And what does stealing food lead to? Crime. What does crime lead to? Prison. What does prison lead to? A lack of opportunities and a lack of safety in our country. So indirectly, think of it like that. Furthermore, I would also like to say that due to all of this, I urge you to vote for the motion of additional pricing, because so we can have caps within our food, price reviews, we can have all sorts, and potentially we could even have free additional food. Who knows?
I do need to open up the debate now. Thank you. Thank you very much. I call the member